Tropical Storm Debby is expected to quickly strengthen into a Category 1 hurricane.
The storm system will bring historic rainfall to the southeast over the next few days. Robert Ray has the latest from Clearwater Beach.
Tropical Storm Debby churning up the Gulf of Mexico and making its way into eventually the Big Bend or Nature Coast of Florida, where it is expected to make a landfall as a Category 1 storm. In the meantime, we are experiencing the outer bands, some of the heavy rains and the gusty winds, under storm surge warnings, under tropical storm warnings, hurricane warnings to the north in the Big Bend area, and also the possibility for tornadoes. It's a gumbo of just violent, nasty weather as Debby has taken its time to develop, but now it's beginning to make that move into a rapid intensification process. Here's the bad news, unfortunately, is that when it does make landfall, it is nowhere near the end. It's going to drop inches and over feet of rain in some isolated areas here in Florida, but then it's going to make a trek into Georgia, potentially back out into the Atlantic where it could stall, and even if it doesn't go back into the Atlantic, it may stall over the Carolinas and Georgia, putting cities like Savannah, Charleston, Wilmington into very dire situations. 2 feet plus water could fall from the sky, causing catastrophic flash flooding scenarios. We know what happened during Hurricane Harvey years ago in Houston and the disaster and the aftermath during that. And so we're hoping that's not the case, but all signs point to a very dire situation. If you're in this path, you have to make sure that you have everything shored up with vehicles and make sure that you're not out on these roadways. If you get caught in that kind of flash flooding with that amount of rain coming down, it could be deadly. Reporting in Clearwater Beach, Florida, Robert Ray, Fox News.
Recall the last hurricane that hit the U.S. a couple, 3 weeks ago, the one in Texas, caused a lot of problems up here. It looks like this one's going to veer a little bit more.
Yes, so this one's not going to be our problem here around home, but as you were just hearing, southeastern U.S. really going to get hit. But this isn't not typical for this time of the year. I can phrase it that way. If you take a look at this map here, so typically in August, all locations that you see here highlighted in blue, that's fair game when it comes to tropical development. Now, this red shaded area here, that's where you could typically see the higher impacts from storms this time of the year. And if we zoom things in, right along Florida, we are seeing the impacts from Debby already. This is going to likely be making landfall sometime late tonight and into tomorrow. So it's following that same path from that map that I was just showing you, where you would typically see impacts this time of the year. So currently, this is still a tropical storm. We have maximum sustained winds of 70 miles per hour, and to reach hurricane status, you need maximum sustained winds of 74 miles per hour. Again, that's likely going to happen at some point late tonight. So take a look at the latest forecast track here. Becoming a Category 1 tonight, making landfall somewhere in the Big Bend region, and then very, very, very slowly making its way through southern Georgia and then up into South Carolina. But the problem with this is that because it's moving so slowly, it's just going to continue to dump rain. So this area is already dealing with rain storms associated with the outer bands of Debby, and it's just going to be dumping rainfall for the first half of this week. Notice by Wednesday afternoon, it's still likely going strong as a tropical storm over somewhere very close to the southern tip of South Carolina. So that's going to cause some big issues across the southeastern U.S.